we do have to get into Biden. We do have to get into a little of this stuff because I think he's dropping out of the race this weekend.
It is undeniable that the pressure is on from Democratic leadership, I guess you would use the term.
Yeah,
okay?
They want him out.
From senators to congressmen, women to...
I mean, you name it. Pelosi.
Ex-presidents.
Obama. Not Jill.
Lots of people who are running, especially in competitive districts.
Yeah.
Listen, that tells you all you need to know. People in competitive districts are coming out and saying, I think it's time for Joe Biden to step down. Democrats.
Yeah.
Because they know that moderate voters, middle-of-the-road voters, are looking to them to go, are you okay with this? You fine with what's going on?
Yeah, the cognitive decline is so obvious. And the poor man, and I say that because he's elderly and he can't do the job anymore. And I just think it would be better for everyone if he stepped down. I like the way that CNN's Jake Tapper explained it.
Oh, okay.
To hear top Democrats tell it, President Biden is like Bruce Willis's character in the movie The Sixth Sense. He is the only one who seems unaware of his grim fate.
And I keep bringing it up. Like, do you want to, do Democrats, are they worried they're going to hurt the feelings of Joe Biden? Because, listen, you've said forever, if you're a Democrat out there, Donald Trump's the worst thing to ever happen in this country.
He's an existential threat to democracy.
Right. Okay, well, are you going to do everything you can as a Democrat to stop Donald Trump? So far, you haven't done anything. And the guy got shot on stage and made it look great. And by the way, he's winning. He's got all the momentum behind him. I know that there's plenty of time, but Joe Biden cannot win. Let me repeat that,
The
Bruce.
numbers are not there.
Joe Biden cannot win this race.
Yeah.
Okay?
So here, honestly, and I've been paying attention to this, like a lot of others, it strikes me that Joe Biden doesn't want to get out. He's surrounded by people that tell him he can win. Mm-hmm. He believes he's doing a bang-up job. He beat Donald Trump once, I'll beat him again. This whole thing. But the walls are closing in. And the money is starting to dry up, and that might be, like the death knell. That might be the part where you go, okay, I can tell Pelosi to shove off.
Yeah.
I can never talk to Chuck Schumer again. But if I don't have money to run the campaign, we are screwed.
He's going to ruin his legacy. He is going to come off as the most selfish man who only wants to keep power because I know that some people around him are telling him he can still win. He can't still think. He cannot move like he used to. It's just, it's the most obvious thing we've ever seen. Every interview he's done since the debate. It's not like it's been a train wreck, but it's been pretty bad.
Well, but this shows you the level of denial, where in an interview last weekend, he referred to the debate performance as a mistake. And I'm like,
he wanted the debate.
That he made a mistake during the debate.
Right, but the only thing that was a mistake was him wanting the debate.
No, but it wasn't a mistake.
Of course not.
No. That wasn't a...
But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you didn't make a mistake during the debate.
Right, you made a mistake actually having it.
The whole debate was the problem.
That's it.
Yeah. It wasn't like you flubbed a line.
No, I mean...
And what is it? They said nearly 50 million people have watched that debate in some way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. You can't unsee it.
Does he not understand that 2/3 of Democrats want him out of the race? How hard is it to look at that? Do you just not believe it? When you say, oh, no, that's fine. No, that's not right.
But doesn't this come down to who you surround yourself with? And do you have people who will tell you the truth? We had this conversation. Yeah. I like to bring it back. We had Chuck Coughlin in, who worked for Senator McCain. And he worked for Senator McCain when he ran for president. And he said, Senator McCain wasn't that much different from a lot of other politicians, didn't like to hear bad news. And so are you going to be the one to go in and go, hey, boss, you're getting your butt kicked everywhere?
Yeah.
Or you just say, keep your mouth shut and just let it go?
I want to piggyback on something that you just said.
Uh-oh.
People close to you The people that are closest to you, let's just not even think necessarily of Biden. He's got his son, and he's got his wife, and all that kind of stuff. There are people that are close to me that will tell me the truth. Mm-hmm. And I've had that for a long time.
I think you're better served because
my wife is at the top of the list.
Sure.
I've got two other very good friends who have, years ago, we've been friends for 20 years. They tell me, you're being a jackass.
Yeah.
Or they say,
or you screwed this up.
This, you blew it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And you can't have yes people around you. You just can't. It's not going to work out for you.
But we've heard it's hardly new, and I'm sure not just politicians. You hear it about like celebrities or rock stars or whatever. Just that was a great album, dude. Every song's great. No, you suck.
Yeah, you can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
you need to hang it up.
You're too old.
Yeah, I'm blessed that I have those people around me because my wife will stop whatever she's doing and say, "Here's the thing," and then we have the discussion. And I know that I can trust her to call me on my crap. And I know that I have friends who can, and it's for a lot of people, it's a small group of people.
Fair enough.
It's maybe
Fair enough.
1, 2, 3, maybe. That's 4 people.
But it appears that the ones who are surrounding Biden are not the ones that are going to tell him the truth.
So here's the thing, though. How does his wife not do that for him?
I have no idea.
Because if you ask me, it looks to me like they've had a loving relationship for a long time.
Agreed.
Is it the power that just gets to you and you don't want to give it up? And Joe Biden likes where she is right now. So I'm going to keep trotting my old husband out there. She's going to kill him, Bruce. He can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part. If his own wife won't sit next to him and put her hand on his knee and say, listen, you can't do it anymore, Joe.
Yeah.
You can't.
Let's go to Rehoboth.
Let's go home.
Let's spend time with our grandkids.
Let's go home.
Let's sit on the beach.
Yeah.
And go out a winner.
So I think we kind of figure, this is just my guess. She's probably the only person that could really get through to him. Can Nancy Pelosi get through to him? Maybe. Can,
Those are other politicians. He'll push back against
You got to have that pillow talk. Where he's in bed and she's right there. Joe, it's time. I give you an example. I'll give you an example.
No, please.
This just popped into my head. Okay. You like to watch documentaries.
I love them.
I don't, but I watched the John Bon Jovi documentary.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So John Bon Jovi got COVID. His voice went bad. And he had to, I think he had a little surgery. He had to really train himself again. He wanted to go back. He's 60. He wanted to go back on.
You just broke some people's hearts.
I don't care.
When you just mentioned John Bon Jovi's 60.
Right. He wanted to go back on the concert scene, and he was just at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
And it was like the first or second show, and he went out and he had trained forever to try and get back. And his wife is there, and he's had his wife since they were like high school sweethearts. Yeah. And he goes, "How did it go?" And she goes, "It wasn't good.
Wasn't good."
And it crushed him.
Oh, he's halfway there.
Yeah.
Living on a prayer.
It wasn't good, John.
No, not good.
That's what everybody in their life needs. Mm-hmm. And the fact that Joe Biden, after all these years of marriage with Jill, doesn't have that, I don't know what to say about it.
Again, I think it's when, not if. And every day they wait, it just makes it more painful. And there was some reporting that that's part of the strategy, is the pain and the humiliation and the pressure just gets ratcheted up every day until he throws in the towel.
Yeah.
But that the Democrats have made up their mind.
But he's not a quitter. And maybe he thinks he is.
You got to give him an honorable way out. You've got to give him, like I said, leave on your own terms. That's great. But tell us when that is.
And you better do it quick.
Yes.
Or you're going to hand it all back to Trump. And that's his worst. Is that his worst nightmare? Or is his worst nightmare getting out of the race?
I don't know which he thinks is worse. Good point. Good point. That might be driving a lot of the decisions, right?
Thanks for watching Outspoken with Bruce and Gaydos. Tap to watch more from KTAR News and click the button in the middle to subscribe.